Hey guys, it's Joel of Punisher's Paintball. Today I'm here with media guy Doug. We're here to do a marker comparison video between the Planet Eclipse Etha 3 and
the Empire Axe 2.0. So, this has been a somewhat, I don't want to say requested, but I've been noticing in some analytics that people are looking into axes again, so I figured, you know what? These guns are similar enough and in a close enough price range. This would be a worthwhile video to do. So, if you like this one, definitely let us know in the comments and also subscribe to the YouTube channel when you're done watching. And if you want to pick up either one of these bad boys, link in the description below to shop at Punisher's Paintball. Catch you after the intro. I'm so free.
Alright guys, so here we are. We have the Planet Eclipse Etha 3 and the Axe 2.0. We've got a full comparison list of things that you guys are going to see on your screen here as far as different elements of these two markers that we're going to compare. So we're going to run through this list. This is a new thing that we're doing for our comparison videos to
definitely
kind of
let
keep
us
it standard.
know, how you guys like this kind of standardization. And yeah, just
sound off in the comments.
Keep up with us. Yeah, sound off, shout it out. But shall we dive on in here?
Packaging is first, Doug.
All right, packaging is going to be first. So they're both cardboard boxes. You can make the argument, though, that this is the better box because there's soft stuff inside of it.
That is true, Doug.
Egg foam everywhere.
Egg foam?
Yeah, this. When it's like this,
styrofoam.
egg foam.
Oh, really?
This is not
Oh,
styrofoam.
where you put eggs in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For all my deviled eggs I'm going to make.
Got this wonderful protective piece here.
Do what you're going to do. I know you're going to.
Oh,
they're going to. There you go.
Yeah.
Joel throws
Doug
cardboard.
knows that I like doing that. All right.
As far as what it comes with, we're going to go with manuals first. Yeah. Not winning.
Winning. Guys, full color manual here. It's going to walk you through all the different O-rings and everything else like that. It's going to walk you through how to program the marker, how to maintenance the marker, etc., etc., etc. So if you guys are new to the channel, I absolutely love Planet Eclipse manuals for that purpose. Because if you're at the field, the last thing that you want to do is try and find your phone in your gear bag and then pull up a manual from Google. It's way more work than just pulling out this. Yeah, right.
Do that a lot.
So,
all right, next, let's hit on. This is going to be a total wash. Oh well, I kind of like these ones a little more. I think they're a little better opening, but they're both branded. Good barrel stock, way better than a barrel plug. Do not use a barrel plug if you care about your eyes at all.
I get a full thing of lube. You get a little.
I get like a dollop of Daisy here.
I get a lot of Allen keys. You get.
I get dose.
Dose.
And a
two.
piece of plastic.
Even better.
Yeah.
Parts kit, I would say, is kind of a wash, but
a little bit. Like everything you need is there, but this is labeled.
It's ingenious.
I like the tackle box thing though. I'm not gonna. I like this more than the plastic bag.
True, I do agree, but no one likes sitting there with two O-rings going, does this one fit? And then wonder why your gun leaks because the tolerances are slightly different.
Also that. So there's your packaging for the most part. Next we're going to
Planet
go on to the barrel.
Etha 3 wins in my personal opinion for packaging. Doug, what do you think?
I won't totally disagree with that. Other than the fact that it's a little more protective for the axe,
that is true.
You get better things with the Etha 3, so I will give it to the Etha 3. And then barrels are going to kind of be a wash. You have the spiral porting here on the Empire barrel, and then you have the straight porting on the shaft barrel. Size-wise is 6.88. That's going to be a 6.89, correct? Right? So,
correct.
Arguably very little difference, but I will say I'll give the barrel to the Planet Eclipse for the fact that it has a longer control bore, which is harder to see because this is black, but it's 2 inches longer. So really, it's the equivalent to like the Freak XL versus the original Freak. Yeah, you know nothing about that.
The shaft
2 inches period versus 2 inches longer.
Oh, guys, the shaft FR or the shaft barrel system, you can get a shaft FR back, so you can get freak inserts for it. So for those two reasons, I'm picking the barrel of the Planet Eclipse Etha 3.
I'm picking it for that and for the longer control bore. But let's put these on the guns themselves as we get ready to talk about feed necks.
Yeah, so the Planet Eclipse Etha 3, one of the features upgraded from the Etha 2 is the fact that it does come with a low-rise aluminum feed neck. Has a lever. It also has a thumb wheel, as you can see here, so it's very easy to just adjust that and then crank it down to your loader. Doug, what do you got?
So we have a plastic feed neck, and to tighten anything down or loosen it up, you have to have an Allen key available. So I can't really say that this is going to win the feed neck department. I would give it to the Etha 3 for feed necks. Next up is going to be eyes. And actually, I forgot to ask Joel about this ahead of time. I know this is extremely similar to the Mini, which I'm very familiar with the Mini. These eye covers at least look different, but is this just your detent, or is this now?
No, it is your eyes.
Okay, so that is an update.
Cables, yep.
That is, okay, awesome.
Yep.
So you can actually access your eyes through here, and that's going to be a wash because they're both screw off. Neither
They're
one
both
is toolless.
they're both actually extremely similar.
Yeah, because even the size of screw looks the same. They're similar.
Yeah. Once you actually take both of these apart, they're extremely similar. So yes, I would definitely give it a wash.
There you go. That's a 1-for-1. Battery change.
Keep talking. Unless I'm gonna check something really quick. But
Okay.
go ahead, continue.
While Joel does that, I'm just going to move on to the battery changing portion right now. Both of them, no, never mind, not both of them. The Etha 3 is going to take that. It is toolless to take out versus you have to do 1, 2, 3, 4 screws to get into your battery here on the Axe platform. Something kind of confusing about the Etha though is that, and Joel mentioned this in a previous video, there's no indicator on which way is the correct way for your 9-volt to go in, so you kind of have to press on it and then hold the button to see if it turns on, to see if you're putting it in correctly. What's up?
I take my statement back about the Etha 3 eyes. I actually prefer the Etha 3 eyes because it actually uses the reflective system that is harnessed with the GTEC 170R and the CS2. So it reflects off the bottom portion of your board.
Gotcha.
This reflects, so it's super easy to clean this. Whereas like with that, you gotta pull the cable out, clean it, and then put the cable back in and try and keep it in place while you're putting your eye cover back on.
And delicately not break a wire.
And yes, and the wire is going to be in between when you pull. Whereas like with this, it's all integrated on the bottom portion of the trigger frame. So when you take the trigger frame off the gun, there's 2 little things that talk to this. So
gotcha.
So yeah, eyes go to the Etha 3.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I guess that would technically make maintenance easier, but kind of a wash, kind of better. I don't know. So we'll go eyes, battery changing as well for the Etha 3. Next, we will speak about the trigger a little bit if Joel is
Go for it. Go for it.
All right, cool. So I'm sticking with the trigger for the Axe. Actually, it's got a longer trigger board for me. I like the curvature of it a little more. I do like that it uses magnetic return. It's not magnetically activated. It's a micro switch kind of trigger, but the magnet here is what helps return it to you for just smoothness. I've always thought that the Mini and Axe triggers are extremely smooth, so
they do feel good.
I do like these a lot. You can upgrade the trigger though, right? For this guy, you can get a different trigger since there's different ones for the 170 as well, or does it only fit that trigger?
You're saying upgrade the trigger for the Etha 3?
Yeah, can you?
I believe you can use the Etha 2 deuce trigger.
Okay.
That's made by Infamous, I believe. I'm not 100% on that. You might have to fact check me on the comments, which I'm sure we will. But I'm pretty sure I've seen some Etha 3s with the deuce trigger from the Etha 2 deuce from Infamous.
I could see that. But as far as just trigger feel out of the box, I really would go with the Axe. I'm curious on Joel's opinion.
Well, it feels like complete ass out of the box. I don't even know how to say it. Like, it's really bad out of the box. But I would say with some adjusting, a little bit of tuning, I think that I could get it to the point where I'd actually probably like this more.
Yeah.
But it's like really long. It's got a lot of pre-travel. It's got a lot of post-travel, et cetera, et cetera. But the nice part is 3-way adjusting, so you can adjust the spring tension, the pre-travel, and the post-travel. I think if I were to mess with it a little bit, I would end up probably preferring this over that. But that feels super, super good. Out of the box, I'm going to say the trigger goes to Axe.
Hell yeah. About time. Board and programming. So the Redline board is available. I keep forgetting to say it in all the other videos. So you can get an upgraded board. See, I forget to say it during this part because it's an upgrade part. I think I'm being slandered here, but as far as the way to program them, though, which is my main argument, I say it's a wash because both of them, it's clicking and this, and there's no screen, there's no scrolling, anything like that. It's a series of clicks and blinks and all this very complicated stuff that you definitely need a manual to do.
Yep.
So I say it's a wash, but yes, you can get the Redline board for this bad boy, and it does offer some other features and other things, and the OLED, but I would say out of the box, I think it's a wash on programming.
I would agree with that. Yep.
So next up is going to be ASA.
Air supply adapter.
So, given that this one, it's still chunky, but it doesn't have the giant gauge on it.
Chunky.
It is. It's a chunker. Look
it's
at
like
it.
me when I walk down the street. Chunky.
It's when Joel goes to Pizza Hut. He loves Pizza Hut at the shop.
I do love Pizza Hut.
But, no, dude, honestly, I'll call it a wash just because they both work well and they work fine. Like, the lever here sits totally flush. I think it's nice. The Pops ASA is a great feature. It's super popular. It's on a lot of the high-end guns as well. They're both honestly kind of ugly to look at though, because this one's really
They are.
This one's awkwardly just too big, like too long.
It's long and it sticks out. I've never seen another ASA that sticks out like this.
That far,
Kinda,
Not since the days of like drop forwards and stuff. But so I call it with this round of guns, I call it a wash personally,
All right,
because they both do the same thing. They're both reliable. Don't see a lot of issues, all that kind of stuff. So I'm calling that a wash. Ergonomics. You want me to talk or something?
I'm thinking. Steam's coming in my ears. I'm still gonna go Etha 3, guys, on this. There's a lot more space here. They finally trimmed down the body because the Etha 2 was a big boy, thick with 2 Ks.
Thick.
Whereas this, they streamlined this down so it actually feels like a gun now, instead of like something that you'd throw at somebody. Just saying. So overall, I would say that this feels good. It is plastic, which I don't like that. But
We'll get into that. That's build quality. Ergonomically, I did originally, when it was the Mini GS, I gave it to the Etha, but this is big enough for me that I'm personally fine with it. I was known to like smaller guns for a long time. I still like a smaller gun. So for me, I think the axe is completely fine. Keep in mind, Joel is 6'3". I'm like 5'8", fighting for 5'9". So like,
and chunky.
yeah, a little bit getting there. But this is for me. I'm gonna go with the axe. I think I might put this at a wash because of our different sizes. Because I also think the foregrip on that is like unreasonably fat.
It's thick.
Like it does. You do get good distance for good control, but like it's so wide. I just don't get it. So I'm gonna give it to the axe on this one.
A wide load going down the highway.
Yes, it's got the oversized load, like
front truck and a back truck with flashers on. Yeah, it is pretty wide. It's definitely the least ergonomic foregrip on the market, in my personal opinion.
Second to the Force. I hate the foregrip on the Force.
I love the foregrip on the Force. Go ahead and vomit. Whatever. All right, next up we got weight, guys. So we're going to weigh these two. That's why we got my jankety dyno stand here that I need to get another one of. I'm going to turn it on. Doug, go ahead. All right, so the Axe 2.0 is 2 pounds, 1.8. Is that what it says? 2 pounds, 1.8. And then we've got the Etha 3, which is going to be 2 pounds, 1.6. So, guys, they're basically identical weight between the two. So
if you need to make the argument, sure, the Etha came in at a lighter weight.
0.2 ounces different.
If that's your problem, don't play paintball. But
true. I'm going to go with that, actually. So weight's a wash, guys. Next up is maintenance between the two. Doug?
So here's the thing. This now is a lot easier than
I love how you went to pop it and didn't pop.
Yeah, it didn't actually spring
Guys,
out,
a lot of times when the first time that it's been sitting for a while on the shelf or whatever the case may be,
it won't spring out like that. It's
right.
It's just it's waiting for you, But now we have toolless bolt removal, just like you do. So that puts them way more on an equal plane. And I mean, as far as servicing each individual thing, I mean, I would even argue there's actually fewer pieces on this than there are within your construction there. But
yeah.
I won't take it all the way to that level. Just the fact that they're both toolless to get into this, and they require the same amount of tools roughly to get into the rest of the gun. I will say though, so what's the underside of this look like compared to the Mini? Like I know the Mini, there's a ton of screws and whatnot.
If I remember correctly, it's the same.
Okay, so if you're going any deeper than just servicing the bolt, I will give it to the Etha 3. But as far as what you're going to really need to do for the most part, which is your bolt, it's a pretty even mix here. But also, I would imagine that it's going to be pretty difficult to get to the regulator on this, just like it is on the Mini itself. Whereas there's only like 3 screws underneath of the Etha to get to the...
actually just 2. 2 to take it out and get access to your HPR, which you might want to service maybe once or twice a year.
Yeah.
The bolt system, I would say, like that's going to be easier.
Yeah.
Because there's less O-rings. Like there's only a few O-rings that you really need to replace on that. It's got 2 or 3 13s on the bolt guide, a couple on the bolt, which I think are 15s, and then like a 17 or a 20 on the outside. So like for the most part, it's very simple. Whereas the Gamma Core, there are more O-rings. So like if you have a leak, it's going to be a little bit quicker to rebuild the bolt on that. Now I will say overall maintenance between the two, I am still going to give it to the Etha 3. I'm sounding really partial. A toolless battery. Okay, so like that is something that you're going to maintenance the gun, because most of the time the 2 things that you're going to do to the gun is charge the battery, and you're going to lube the bolt.
And the eyes are easy to clean.
The eyes, are easier to clean, and then
The reg's
servicing
easier
the
to get to.
regulator. Yeah,
So-
so but it's close.
While
It's
this is
close.
vastly improved over the Mini, it still is easier to maintain the Etha 3. So I will submit to that.
Okay,
But
fair. All right, guys. So next up, we have build quality / reliability, followed by tech support.
so as far as all that goes, I'm actually going to give that build quality to this nearly all metal Axe 2.0. Like really, it's just this that's not of metal construction. So I really like that personally. Versus there's a lot of composite on the Etha 3.
Mm-hmm.
Back with the Etha 2, when I was coaching Ohio State, I actually saw one of my players try to dive and snap the gun in half.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So whereas and you might bend a frame on something else, but that's a little less dangerous than breaking a gun in half in your hand. So I'm going to give build quality to the Axe platform here.
What about reliability?
Reliability, I mean, I don't really see them go down a whole lot, personally.
Neither do I. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I could call that a wash because Planet Eclipse guns are known for being rugged. You can throw that against a wall in a fit of rage and then still probably shoot it the next day. It'll probably be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say build quality. I am gonna agree with you with the Empire Axe 2.0, and then reliability. I would say it's a wash between the two. That is extremely reliable. So is this. I would say that this has more dynamic moving parts and stuff like that. So it's harder to diagnose a problem when it happens. Whereas like with that,
Fewer things to go wrong.
yeah, I mean for the most part, it's either the solenoid or the poppet valve inside the bolt that goes bad, and both of them are cheap fixes. So I would say reliability between the two. I'm gonna go wash. Yeah. All right. Tech support.
Wash.
Wash.
It's GI and
Both
it's Planet
great.
Eclipse.
They're
have
both great.
Fast turnaround times. Joel
Yep.
has told me that plenty. I've never had to turn a gun in because if I ever have to do something like that, I just give it to him. But if he's ever had to submit a gun that he couldn't fix, it only takes about a week to get him back.
Yeah, not even that. I mean, and that's including shipping time. Usually it's about probably a 2-day turnaround from the time that they actually receive the marker to the time that they get it back. And most of the time I'm sending them 3-4 guns at a time. I'm not sending them just one.
Right.
Because I'm shopping them, there's multiple guns that I can't figure out or whatever the case may be. So yeah, they're both very good tech support wise. The only thing I would say is that at regional events, I don't see
There's not as
anybody-
much of a presence,
Yeah.
tech presence.
Whereas, like, we play the MSXL here, and they have what is cool about Planet Eclipse and their markers is that they delegate certain master techs to areas, and they
That's
send
their
those
region.
master techs to all the regional events.
Yep.
So, like for us, Mid South X Ball League, they're there.
Yep. We always have a Planet Eclipse booth.
Yeah. Whereas, like with GI, you're not going to see them only at like
Pretty much
larger
NXT,
events.
the national events and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
World Cup and stuff
Yep.
like that. But
Some to-
mostly a wash. You could lean Planet Eclipse on that one for availability, but
Yeah.
largely a wash.
Yep.
And then upgradability. Really, I think that's still going to go to this guy.
I would agree. So they're both cocker threads. So barrel wise, it's not going to be easy to get backs for these for either one.
So if you're upgrading the barrel, you're getting a whole new barrel for either one for the most part.
Yeah.
As Joel said, there is a workaround for the Etha 3 if you want to, but otherwise you're going to be looking at getting like a free kit or something for this. But you can get different board, like the Redline board or whatever for the Axe.
different.
There's
bolts.
different bolts as well that you can get, like Delrin bolts and
Yep.
stuff. There's different ones that'll mess with your
Yep.
operating pressure, which is cool. So they just don't really, other than the soft face ST3, right?
Correct.
Yeah, other than the soft face ST3 for the Etha 3, not really too much else you can do internally with the gun. And I think we mentioned something earlier about like the deuce trigger, right, that you can find.
Yeah, the deuce trigger from Infamous, I think, from the Etha 2 should fit the Etha 3, I believe.
Probably.
Yep.
But beyond that, guys, that's going to be about all we can really cover here in the shop. So that last piece, upgradability, is going to go to the Axe platform. But now we're going to have to head on over to Joel's and shoot these bad boys and see how they feel. Talk about value.
10-4, see you there.
All right, so we're here at Joel's. We got some nature happening, some dogs barking. It's all good. We're gonna do the shooting portion of this test right now, so we can kind of gauge how they feel and give some final opinions on these bad boys. Joel, which one should we shoot first?
Go ahead, shoot the Etha 3.
I'll go with the Etha 3. Alrighty.
We have chrono both of these guns. They're shooting about 270, 280. And we're shooting GI 1 star that's been in the freezer, so it's relatively brittle. And you got 77 tank, stock barrel. Here we go.
77 tank, stock barrel. Gonna let her rip.
Alright, so now we got the axe. Same thing.
I'm gonna get a rip at this now, so somebody shoots both of these guns. Let's see. Yeah, man.
So Doug has shot both now. You've shot the Axe 2.0 as well as the Etha 3.
Yep.
I'm gonna get a little bit of a spin with the Etha 3. I definitely think that you're able to shoot the Axe 2.0 faster trigger-wise.
Yeah, you can hear that.
Yeah. All right, here we go. All right, I've
His
shot.
frustration at the trigger.
My frustration at the trigger is real, that's for sure. All right, Doug, so the last few things that we need to talk about is shot quality, efficiency, and then overall value. So shot quality, for me...
I'll give it to the Etha 3.
Etha 3.
That gamma cord just feels really smooth. There is a definite pop with the Axe here, with this pop-it valve gun. So, but not that I don't like it. I am familiar with it. It's my first real electronic gun that I had. But definitely gonna agree with the shot quality being the Etha 3.
Efficiency-wise, they're going to be relatively similar, guys. We've done efficiency tests on the Mini GS as well as the Etha 3, and the Mini GS is going to be the same bolt system as the Axe 2.0. So, but overall, I would say efficiency-wise is going to be about the same. So that's probably a wash. All right, so we've talked about everything. Now we need to talk about value between the two. This is going to come in at $550. This is coming in at, I believe, $530. They're going to be really, really close to each other.
That's very
as far
close,
as
actually.
price goes. Which one are you picking and why?
I'm gonna go with the Axe. Trigger was way easier for me to manipulate and actually use. Ergonomics for me are good. Save the extra $20 as well, better for the value. Still toolless bolt, fewer things that can go wrong to diagnose. For me, I'm going with the Axe.
It has better upgradability too.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, so. All right there.
Nope, dying, COVID.
Cool. Glad I'm standing right next to you. For me, I'm going to pick, this is a really hard one.
Yeah.
I think for me, I am going to pick probably the Etha 3. I like the feel, the ergonomics of it more. It feels more like a true high-end marker to me.
I agree.
I think the trigger does really annoy me out of the box, which we already discussed. But I think I could definitely adjust it to like it actually better than that. So there is that portion of it. There's not as much upgradability, so that does drive me a little bit nuts. But overall, I'm going to pick this just because it feels more like a true high-end gun, and the packaging and what it comes with and everything else like that. I like the Etha 3, but I would say it's really, really close, though.
It is.
These are both great guns.
It is. So, I mean, there you have it. Joel's wrong as usual, but if you guys like this video, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel here. In the description below, you'll see a link to pick up either one of these bad boys. Make sure to follow us on Instagram as well, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
I'm so free.